Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Let's see what Dustinas do. Wow, look on the screen. It's the mail truck, something that we all rely on. Personal mail, business mail, dusty child support mail, pay to warn or go to jail. Everyone depends on the mail truck to deliver the mail. And there are quite a few horror stories about it. We've seen stories of mail carriers getting the mail, can't deliver it all, take it to the dumpster. One guy, he was asking when he couldn't deliver all the mail, and of course you can't return the mail truck, with mail left over. He was taking it home. And years later, he ended up having like a second bedroom or something in his home full of mail. So, complaints about the mail delivery. Now we're going to have a larger complaint. You cannot even get the mail now without Dusty, or in this case here, Dustinas, causing a problem. Dusties bring trauma. Dusties bring drama. The financial implications is too much dust in the nation. So in this case here, it's going to be the Dustinas. Oh, the ride or die chick, the ride or die fool. It will be the Dustinas who are acting out. And I will say this here, a lot of times, I've heard cases like this where the guy will be a Felonies character. He got so many charges, he can't take a chance. If he breathes wrong, he might end up back in jail. So he gets his dusty woman to do the dirt for him. So check it out, fair use. Don't be surprised after seeing this story. Don't be surprised, and I've heard of this in an area happening, where when the mail gets so bad, and especially when it comes to things like income tax checks, what was this last thing? They had these checks that go out, stimulus checks. In some areas, the mail theft was so bad and the crime-ridden areas that, guess what? The post office wouldn't even deliver the checks. No, if it was in a tough area, a hood area with a lot of mail theft, guess what's happening? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They had a list. And if you were to get that stimulus check, you would have to go to the post office and pick it up yourself and sign for it. It was that bad because checks were being stolen. Okay, so let's check this out. Fair use. Dustinas are in action. Unbelievable. Unforgivable.
3 mail carriers have been robbed in the East Bay, and in all these cases, the thieves are going after mailbox keys, we're learning now. And KTV's Amber Lee joins us live from Oakland with how the USPS is investigating these cases. Amber.
Andre, the postal inspector, tells me the robbery of mail carriers used to be rare, but that he's seen a spike during the pandemic, and that since Saturday, there have been 4 cases in the East Bay alone. In less than a week, there have been 3 robberies of mail carriers and 1 attempt, 3 cases in Oakland, 1 in Berkeley. The most recent robbery in this East Oakland neighborhood Wednesday afternoon. Postal Inspector Matthew Norfleet tells me 3 women jumped out of a dark-colored 4-door vehicle and confronted the mail carrier.
One woman held the carrier, the others took her equipment from her, and then they sped away from the scene.
That was really sad. I couldn't believe it.
One witness who wishes to remain anonymous tells me the carrier had parked her mail truck by this no parking sign when she was robbed.
She was screaming, help me, and I think they stole her keys.
These are standard issue mailbox key chains that the letter carriers have.
Norfleet tells me in all the robberies, the thieves stole the keys the carriers wear on a chain, keys that open people's mailboxes.
People are stealing the keys in order to steal mail.
Just worried. It's troubling.
This man tells me a thief had used a key to access his family's mailbox and others in his apartment complex last fall to steal credit cards and other sensitive information.
I was wondering how they were getting the keys, and it makes sense that, they're robbing the mail carriers, but this is the first I've heard of this.
The postal inspector says in at least 3 cases, the thieves targeted a female carrier.
Wow.
Investigators are reviewing surveillance videos. They say the suspect descriptions and their methods vary, and it's unclear if they are part of an organized crime ring. people who've had their mail stolen should contact the U.S. Postal Service.
If they are aware of their checks being stolen and cashed or their credit cards being stolen and used out of the mail, to please don't forget to report that to postal inspectors, because that could be a valuable clue for us to work back to the person who stole the keys.
The postal inspector says, fortunately, the mail carrier's injuries are minor. An assault on a carrier is a federal crime, punishable with up to 8 years in prison. The U.S. Postal Service is offering up to $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. Andre.
Amber, I wonder if the mail service is doing anything extra to protect mail carriers in certain areas. Did they say anything about that?
They said there's not a whole lot they can do, but they said they do have people watching some of the routes. But that's
okay. $50,000 reward. Oh yeah, they're good as God. Again, hey, you know how we say over here? Turn them in. Do the right thing. Turn them in. Let the investing begin. $50,000. You can invest half in a dividend-paying stock. We've been having some dips on sale, especially for younger people, because younger people, you have more time. Turn them in. Don't tell anybody, because they'll all be having their hand out. You make yourself a target. Turn them in. But it's things like this here. Don't be surprised when they then decide to, okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and, when it comes to checks, not go ahead and send those out. Don't be surprised it gets so bad your mail is delayed because, hey, they might have to make some changes. What's next? Somebody to guard the mail carriers? That's too expensive. What's next? Slow a mail delivery? Maybe they want them having less mail, shorter hours, which could equal a mail delay. Dusties and Dustinas, they bring trauma, they bring drama. The financial implications is too much dust in the nation. $50,000 reward, so that right there, it speaks volumes. And then it's also a felony. I mean, these fools are so stupid. Hopefully, I'm hoping they can swarm an area that has cameras. Some areas may not have as, many cameras recording activity as others, but I'm hoping they can use that. And I would turn them in a heartbeat, think nothing about it. And then when they get on the news, they're going to court. Oh, no, she's a mother. And she was a mother when she committed that crime. The desperation. And I hate to say it, this is going to be basically like the beginning. A lot of things are happening. I mean, it has the past 2 weeks. I'm like, oh my goodness. Besides having a small business and always working, I'm always on the go. Investing, trying to read up on things. I like to do this on YouTube. A lot is happening, and I will say this right here. A lot of this going on. I get different emails from different people. And I've come to realize, speaking to the BC, the Black community, I hate to say this, but I've come to realize a lot of our people like poverty. Oh, yeah. We complain about, we don't have and all that. I understand, and life is fair. Reparations owed, of course I agree with that, you think? Again, money and land don't die, it just changes hand, it's inherited. But I've come to realize, I'm starting to think a lot of our people, you like poverty. So this is not the channel for you. You keep doing what impoverished people do. Don't come over here. If you don't like the jingle about Dusty, let's see what the the part about it's time to stop carrying poverty. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And if you're one of those men that gets women pregnant and then skedaddle your behind on, yes, I'm talking about you and the women too. Because guess what? A lot of poverty that's going on, poverty D, that's why women are where they are. Look right now, I'm going to digress. I look at right now how a lot of people are having to move, getting evicted. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a lot of women with children. These women here pulling this stunt, they might be desperate. I don't know if that's their deal. Maybe they are those kind of women, so desperate. And, oh my God, I got to do this right here. But here's my whole thing. I don't care, be it crime or not. A lot of women are losing their places right now, and you just see women and children shuffled around moving. No man. It's been a man somewhere because you got kids. That's why I say leave poverty, D. You want to hang with it at your own choice. But that's my advice to you. So I see some of the emails and some of the things I say, like having a coin collection. Some of the things I say can trigger people. A lot of people, and it occurred to me, oh, this you one of those people, you think, and maybe, I don't know what your nationality is, you think maybe because a person is black, everybody's not dripping in the seas of poverty. Some people have made wise decisions. Some people for years have lived beneath their, below their means. Oh, yeah. So my thing is, if you like poverty and you want an excuse to keep on doing stupid things, this is not the channel for you. Feel free to unsubscribe. And I'm not going to tell you where you was doing the best you could. No, no. Just go ahead and leave. And I don't need your email. I really don't. I don't care if it's Dusty or Dustina. So you can take that elsewhere. But this right here is a good example of poverty D. These, I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet that more than likely it's a very high chance the women that pull this stunt, they're dealing with poverty D, and they come from poverty D. And now if they're caught, it's going to be a felony. You see? So that's why I say beware of poverty D. Because all it does, that poverty D, which is for poverty D, because you know, that poverty D brings disaster and danger. Poverty D is why they're in the streets shooting. That's the seed of poverty D. Poverty D are the women pulling this stunt right here. They come from poverty D. They're around poverty D. They're gonna do like poverty D, and when they get caught, it's gonna be a felony. You see? That's why. So maybe if they want the seeds of poverty D and dealing with that, they would have a different lifestyle, a different outcome. Just because you're down today doesn't mean you're going to be down tomorrow. But one thing for sure, we already know poverty D does not bring critical thinking skills. It just brings dumbness and mayhem and sometimes murder. So this here, 50 G's, somebody going to give them up. I wouldn't be surprised if Meemaw gave them up. She's sitting there thinking, well, somebody got to get it. Heck, I sure as heck would. $50,000 reward, and it's a felony. Little Dustinas. Maybe it was your idea. Maybe you listened to your man. Okay? But since you listen to your man, let's see what your man said. Now, heck, I wouldn't be surprised, real quick, I would not be surprised if let's say a Dusty gave him this idea and he doesn't want to put himself out, okay? I would not be surprised if a Dust Bucket, one of the little men that knows about it, I wouldn't be surprised if he gave her up, gave these ladies up to get that money. He'll find another one next week, probably got one on speed dial already. I would not be surprised if let's say a Dust Bucket gave them an idea, and see, they may be less critical of women coming around, because, you know, a man, you're like, and especially in some areas, they're like, oh, a man coming around, you know, you're going to be a little bit worried. But a woman might kind of, you know, female and female, kind of have your guard up. That could be the strategy. Don't be surprised if a Dust Bucket gave them the idea to do this here. He might be the same one to turn them in. And these little Dustinas going to see you are a bigger fool than what you thought. You are the biggest fool around. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Oakland area, you know, you see this happening, again, 50 G's, somebody's got to get paid. It might as well be you. Do the right thing. Get the criminals off the streets. Go get your money. Anyway, thanks for listening. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Please stay safe, and I'm out.